name is Maximilian Gierl. I'm an outdoor and alpine photographer, and right now I'm here in Sinal in the Val di Anive. And as you might have noticed, I have a project ongoing which is called 21 in 21. It matters to actually climb the missing 4,000 meter peaks in Switzerland, which has been 21 in the start of the year 21, and till now I have climbed 5 so far, all of them with skis. And as we're approaching this kind of first phase of the project, which means climbing the peaks with skis, I thought it might be interesting to tell you a little bit what I'm bringing for the ski peaks, what is my equipment. This video is kind of sponsored while I get the equipment from Mammut, from Suunto, from Gloryfy, from Scarpa, and from the heat company for free, or I get it from them. The skis aren't sponsored, I just want to tell you that, but it actually doesn't matter that much because I've been using gear from Mammut for years, I've been using gear from Suunto for years, I've been using Gloryfy goggles for years, and I've been using the heat company gloves for years, and also been using Scarpa shoes for years. So it's just a logical consequence that we have a partnership. But yeah, it's not like I'm not telling you something different than I would have if I wouldn't have got the things for free. Just to mention this before. Yeah. I think we just jump into it and just like maybe start with the backpacks I'm using for this kind of project. I have 2 backpacks I'm using actually for this project. One is this one, this is the Spindrift 26. It's a ski touring backpack from Mammut. Pretty light, I think it's about 700 grams, something like that. Not sure exactly about it. And it's not the lightest for sure, but it's really good in terms of things you really need when you're on the tour. So we have a big safety pack in the front where we put in the shovel and the probe and yeah, the avalanche gear. Then we have a big main package where you can put all the stuff like jacket, like the food, cameras, yeah, whatever you need, crampons. And then we have a small one where you can put in goggles, or I do in there the accessories for all the photography stuff. And then what really is cool, we have access to the main space from the back, so you just can turn the backpack while walking and grab your stuff. This helps really a lot. Then we have in the front, we have a bottle holder, which I'm really glad about. There's just one little thing I would have loved, because there's no sling where you can fixate the bottle, so you have to be careful that it not falls out when you're on the tour, or you just like drop the backpack. But it's really helpful. And then we have on the waistband, we have this really big bags where I usually put in the GoPro or the other Insta360 cam. On the other hand, I usually put in there my sunglasses when we start in the dark, and for sure some bars, some snacks, whatever you need for that. And yeah, this is really good. Then we have an extra helmet holder on the back, which also can be stored down below if you don't need it. Some material, some slings to put some stuff on there, and for sure an extra ski holder where you can do the ski over this. So it's a really good backpack. I really can recommend this one, and I hope that they will fix this small little issue here. Then last but not least, it has things that you can put on there, 2 ice axes, which I'm really happy about, because there are tours where you need 2 ice axes. So this is really good to have it on board as well. Yeah, I think that's it for this backpack. This is the lighter backpack. And then we have the second backpack, which will be also very helpful for summer tours. This is the Eiger Nordwand Trial Nordwand 38 liters. It's a really big backpack, so if I go for an overnight stay, go camping, go in a hut, wherever, I'll put actually everything in here. It has one big and main room and space where you can store your gear, with an extra side inside where you can put like also the avalanche gear or something to drink, and then you have the top, which you can actually remove if you don't need it. This might be helpful. If you don't need it, you can use this thing up here to just like fixate the rope. And then we have on the side 2 clips where you can put on the skis, like here, and also on the other side. And yeah, nothing much more. It's a pretty simple backpack, pretty big. Also really nice, some things for the soft flasks on top of this, which helps quite a lot, and also on the other side. So I really like this kind of design. What I would have loved, a small zipper on here on the side, where you just like can grab inside the big space, because sometimes when you're on tour, this actually yeah, is a little bit of a pity if you have always to open up the big one, but that's just a small detail. All in all, it's really a cool backpack. It has also 2 fixations for ice axes. Yeah, really helpful if you are outside and the alpine stuff. So yeah, that's the backpacks. So I drop this over there. Then we come next to my shoes for skiing, for ski touring. I've been using this season for actually all tours. I've been using the Scarpa F1 LT. It's this one. It's a pretty light ski touring boot, but also really stiff. So if I'm skiing something a little bit more, you know, exposed, steep or whatever, I know I can lock this boot really tight and I feel safe. I got control over my ski. So yeah, it's a really good boot. I've been using the years before always the Scarpa Alien RS, which I still have it and I still use it. This one is a little bit stiffer, and there will be a new edition of the Scarpa Alien RS next year. It's not available right now. If you are more orientated on skiing down and also want a light boot to climb up really fast, so I recommend this. If you say I want to be even more faster and I like a little bit more flex, then you will have to wait for the new Scarpa Alien RS, which will be available in the season 21-22. So watch out for this one. Then next we have 2 pairs of skis I'm using. We have the Salomon S-Lab X Alp in the length of 164, I think. I'm using this ski for 2 years now. Climbed Mont Blanc in a day with this one, and I always have on it the Arteca Trofeo binding with a plate that I can just adjust it to my actual ski boot when I switch them. Also with the ski crampon holder on here. So yeah, that's my basic setup, what I'm using. Here I have some basic carbon poles from Licky. And yeah, that's my basic setup. I like the race poles because they have this really axe or this sharp thing on the end. And if it's icy or hard, I really like the extra kind of feeling of safety. And that's why I'm using all the poles. And if we do a really long tours where skiing probably doesn't matter too much, I'm using just race skis. Same binding, it's a little bit lighter, and yeah, really thin skis. But yeah, if skiing is not demanding and yeah, you just want this little bit less weight than with the S-Lab, so I prefer to bring these skis. So I think that's the setup for the skis and for the backpack. After the ski and backpack gear, let's come to the stuff that I'm bringing with me when I'm on tour. Let's start with the trousers I'm wearing right now. These are the Energy pants from Mammut. Some ski touring pants with extra ventilation on the side. They are pretty comfy and also warm. They have some protection for the crampons inside of this. On both sides you can fixate it or just make it a little bit tighter on the downside of it. You have two big pockets up here, some pocket for here where you can put in the map or whatever. I'm usually doing in there sunscreen 50 plus. This makes sense in spring, that I always have it, because if I just put it in the backpack, my experience is that I probably won't use it, and this will be not a good choice to be honest, if I'm not using sunscreen. Next, as you see, I'm always wearing this hat. It's not just because of the project. I actually made the experience that for ski touring, this kind of hats are really helpful, because it's really protecting you from above when the sun is getting high. And yeah, this is really, it's comfortable for me. That's why I'm using always this hats. What I also bring, I'm bringing a light and easy headband that you can see here. This one's from Mammut, but you can buy it from every other kind of brand. But this kind of headbands are really helpful. Then next we come to the t-shirt. I'm wearing, I always wear merino shirts. These one are also not sponsored, but I'm using Icebreaker t-shirts since years. As you can see, this one is also with the 21 and 21 brand, so we did put actually the sticker on there. And yeah, that's what I'm basically wearing all the time, because if it's wet, it's still warming pretty a lot, so that's why I'm wearing this kind of t-shirts. Then I have the old Mammut hybrid jacket. I'm using actually, this is usually the base jacket I'm using, and well, it's pretty cold. As you can see, it's April and it's still really snowy. It snowed like 20 centimeters last night. I'm usually wearing the actual Eisfeld hybrid jacket over this one. So on all tours till now, I actually wore the combination of these two jackets. It's really cool. It has also a pocket inside, where you can put like a bar or whatever, and it has two really big pockets on the outside, like here, where I usually put in there my mobile phone and maybe also a bar or whatever. So, and this has a really big hood which also fits over a helmet. So for me, this is a really good combination. And yeah, for all the tours where it's been really cold, I've been really happy to have two of these jackets, and I actually never had really too warm with this combination. Then next up we have gloves. I always use a thin glove downwards. These are from Mammut, but mostly I'm using the ones from the Heat company, and so I usually wear them down below. And it's really important on the spring tours where you often have maybe some wind. You need some wind stopper gloves. These are a wind stopper, and if it's really cold, I really recommend to buy this kind of gloves. These are gloves you put over the thin ones. These are waterproof and these are also windproof, and I promise you, you will have probably warmer with the combination of these two gloves than you would have with a really thick glove. And if you don't need it, you just rip it off and I can touch the camera or whatever. So I really love this combination. I've been using this combination for years. These ones are new. As you can see, there's still the price tag on it, because the old ones were a little bit on the end, but after 3 years I think that's fair enough. And yeah, I think that's like the base thing. Then next, what's in my backpack? I bring usually a down jacket, which helps quite a lot if it's getting cold. This one is the Mammut Eigerjoch Advanced jacket. It's not a really thick one, but as long as you're moving and if you're not exposed a lot to the wind, this will be warm enough. And I never had any problems with feeling cold or whatever on the tours, so I totally can recommend this jacket. Then if it's really getting cold, I'm bringing these gloves. This is the shell Pro full leather from the Heat company, and yeah, I've been using it quite a lot on the tours you've seen on the channel from the 21 and 21, and I never had cold fingers with these ones. It's pretty good that they have this fixation for the hands, so you just like can drop them off and you won't lose them, especially if it's windy. This will help quite a lot. And yeah, I think that's the things I should tell you in terms of clothes. I just put it there. Then some extra clothes, what I'm usually, depending on the temperatures, I have the Mammut down t-shirt. This is for me one of the best developments Mammut did for years. It's a t-shirt with I think 1000 down. It's really warm, and if you put it down under this hybrid jacket, this is really a game changer. And yeah, also if it's windy, and yeah, I bring this really light wind jacket. This is the Kento light wind jacket. It comes in different colors. It's really handy, it fits in every backpack, and if this combination, this is yeah totally good. I totally can recommend this. So last but not least, we come to the mountaineering gear I'm bringing for ski tours. I show you here just a few examples, and it will always depend on the tour that you're doing what gear you choose. But yeah, that's just like some inputs what I'm using. I'm using this this Petzl lightweight harness. Been using it since 2 years now. Never had any problems with it. It's really light. Has some fixation for the ice screws. This is yeah, it's a good option, but there are different options from other brands. I don't need to tell you that. So yeah, it's just like what you feel comfortable with. I like it that I have quite some options to fixate some gear there, so that's why I'm using it. Then for glacier travel, I always bring a ice screw. This is an ultralight ice screw from Black Diamond. It's really light, and yeah, for emergencies it's totally fine. Probably wouldn't bring this for ice climbing because yeah, it's aluminum in combination with steel. So yeah, I think it's a little bit a pity if you just ruin it if you go in ice climbing and put it on a rock, and they're not too cheap, so that's why. Next, I bring a long sling, usually for the safety sling, where I can clip on the ice screw if I fall into a crevasse. It's I think 120 centimeter sling. And then there are other tools for the glacier travel. I have like 3 meters of rope. I bring for sure a knife, some rope stuff like this thing from Petzl, some spare carabiners, one express sling, and yeah, I think that's basically it what I'm usually bringing if we're not need to climb or doing something for more safety or whatever. That's basically what I'm bringing. And yeah, but as I told you before, you just like need to actually adapt it to the tour that you are doing. So yeah. Then next, these two things, ice axe. I'm using since years the Petzl gully for most of my tours. It's really handy because it has this locking thing on the lower end of it. So if you're doing some steep climbing, this helps a lot. It's a little bit shaped. I like it really a lot. So if I just like climb up high or steep, just like can use it like this. And it still works like this. If you just like use it as a kind of a pole when you're traversing, you can just like put this up there and you're good to go. So this is really simple, and if I'm going back to climbing, I just put it down, chuck, and I can use it like this. This is really helpful. Then the rope for most of the easy glacier travel, where we don't have to climb or maybe have just to upsell because we are not like doing a safety on the way up, but maybe we need to upsell down, like on the Piz Bernina. I'm bringing the Petzl Red line, 30 meters, ultra static line. super light. I think 30 meters, weight like 600 grams, and it's really a good backup if you need it. It's not allowed to do classic climbing when you just like secure someone, but abseiling is totally fine, but just keep that in mind. But yeah, this is more kind of a backup, this kind of rope. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you that that you just, yeah, that's my good to go rope for the most ski tours. Then we have two types of crampons. First we have the ski crampons. In spring ski touring, this is a must if it's getting steep and a little bit hard, especially in the morning. These are really helpful. These ones are from Dynafit. You can buy it from different brands, just adapted to your skis. But yeah, I think these are just a must-have in your backpack. And then for the easier tours where it's not too demanding climbing, I'm bringing the hybrid crampons from Petzl. In the front you have steel, in the back you have aluminum. For sure, if you walk over rock like I did a lot, the back part will just like get wrecked quite fast. These ones aren't actually really sharp right now, but yeah, for the basic tours what I'm doing, they're totally fine. And if you just like really pull them hard, they fixate really good, and I never had any problems that they're falling off, which maybe you have heard from other people. But yeah, I'm totally happy with this kind of thing. It's a perfect mixture for yeah, weight versus safety. Yeah. Then last but not least, we have the L4S, the avalanche safety gear. I didn't bring the shovel. I forgot it actually in the flat because I've been preparing some stuff and just forgot it there. But I always bring this, a shovel and a probe, and put it in the backpack in the front, as I told you before. So yeah, that's for me. It's kind of, yeah, you always bring that.
Next I bring a multi-sport watch. This one is the Suunto 9 Titanium. It's super long lasting battery and perfect for all the adventures.
A helmet. On ski tours it's especially for the way down, because if you fall and maybe hit a rock, yeah, I probably don't have to tell you that. We all know the story of Mr. Schumacher, so that's why we bring this kind of helmets. Ultralight, this one is from Mammut. There are different brands. I'm always using this because I like the orange, even though some people say I'm looking like a Liverando guy, but yeah, I still like it. And I also can fixate on top the camera for the Insta360 for the movies, which helps me quite a lot, because when you're walking you need to be quick to just like start all the videos to collect as much footage as possible. Yeah. Then some other things. We have sunglasses. As you know, I using Gloryfy glasses. This one is the G19. It's a really good ski touring goggle while it's open below, but if you put it really tight here, it's pretty good with closing down below, which is very important when you're on a glacier. So that's why I'm using this for ski touring a lot, because with other sunglasses I always have the problem that the water inside of the glasses develops and you don't see anything. So that's why I'm using right now these kind of goggles. And last but not least, we come to the camera gear I'm bringing for the tours. My main camera is the Canon EOS RP with the 15-35, as I have mentioned in a lot of videos before. For me it's a really good combination where I can do maybe everything. It's not the lightest, but for me it's really worth the weight. It has enough megapixels, good low light performance. The lens has an image stabilization inside of it, the body hasn't. But it still works really good if you're like shooting in the blue hour. It's perfectly fine. So that's my My camera, I'm usually bringing it with the sling and still walking like this. I also have the Peak Design thing on here, but I'm actually not that happy with this, but I won't discuss this with you right now. Then next, depending on the tour, I'm bringing a drone to get some extra really cool footage and some B-roll. While the Mavic Mini 2 doesn't fly actually above 4,000 meter, right now I'm bringing the Mavic 2 Pro, which works totally fine even if the wind is a little bit stronger. So this is right now my setup, but I ordered the new DJI Air 2S and will bring the new one for sure on the next tours. So really looking forward to test it out, but probably will take some days till it's at home. And then what I have next, I have always this little gear bag where I have some extra batteries for the GoPro, for the camera, and also for the Insta360. Right now in there is the controller for the Mavic 2 Pro, and it's waterproof, so it's really helpful to have these kind of things. Also some cleaning stuff for the lens, which yeah, I don't want to miss a shot because the lens is not clean enough. And then last but not least, we have for sure the action cams. I have a partnership with Insta360, but it doesn't have anything to do with the project. I'm using the Insta360 One R, one with the 360 mod and one with the action mod. And also I have the GoPro, which is filming me right now. And for sure, I think why I'm using a little bit more the Insta360 right now is because they never had any problems with cold temperatures, just compared to the GoPro, which always has problems with cold temperatures. And yeah, so I'm really happy with the quality, and yeah, I totally can recommend it. But just keep in mind, if you're using Insta360 cams, it's a lot of work in the post, just to tell you that. So if you see the videos with the Insta360 or the 360 footage, some people like it, some people don't, but just keep in mind it's really a lot of work to get the cool videos. Just want to tell you that. Yeah, and I think that's basically it from the gear that I'm using for ski touring. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, just leave it down in the comments below. Yeah, I think I'll pack up my stuff and yeah, prepare for the next adventure. And if you subscribe to this channel, I will see you in the next video. So stay tuned, project will continue, still 16 summits to go. And yeah, thanks for watching, and as I told you before, see you in the next video. Glacier. There's the public toilet on the ewig Schneefeld, huh?